Among the many extraordinary mystical experiences attributed to St. Padre Pio of Pietrelcina, few are as profound or inspiring and theologically rich as his vision of heaven opening during the celebration of the Holy Mass. For Padre Pio, Mass was never routine, never ordinary, and never merely symbolic. It was the very heart of existence, the place where eternity broke into time, where heaven bent down to earth, and where Christ's sacrifice on Calvary was made present, again in an unbloody but utterly real way. But also why it demands reverence, faith. His vision reveals not only what Mass truly is, and interior participation from every soul present. Padre Pio often said that if people truly understood what happens at Mass, churches would be too small to hold the crowds. This conviction was not born from abstract theology alone, but from what he himself was permitted to see. During one of his many ecstasies at the altar, particularly at the moment of consecration, Padre Pio perceived the veil separating heaven and earth being lifted. What appeared ordinary to human eyes, the simple gestures of a priest, the bread and wine on the altar, was revealed to him as a cosmic and eternal event. As he raised the sacred host, Padre Pio saw heaven open in a way that defies human language. He perceived myriads of angels surrounding the altar, not as decorative figures, but as living beings consumed with adoration. They knelt, bowed, and prostrated themselves before the real presence of Christ, radiating a reverence so intense that it caused him physical pain. These angels, he understood, were present at every Mass, whether people believed it or not. Heaven never missed a Mass, even when churches were empty or hearts were distracted. In this vision, Padre Pio also saw the saints gathered invisibly around the altar, united in worship. The Church triumphant was present with the Church militant, saints who had once walked the earth, martyrs, virgins, confessors, apostles, were shown to him as participants in the same sacrifice, outside of time. Mass was not bound to one place or one moment. It was eternal, encompassing all generations, all suffering, and all hope. Most strikingly, Padre Pio perceived Christ himself as both priest and victim. The crucified and glorified Lord stood at the center of the mystery, offering himself to the Father with the same love, obedience, and suffering as on Calvary. Padre Pio saw that every Mass is truly Calvary made present, not repeated, but eternally offered. This is why the Passion was so vivid to him during Mass, why he wept, trembled, and sometimes struggled to continue. He was seeing what others could not. The wounds of Christ opened again for love of souls. In this opening of heaven, Padre Pio was also shown something deeply moving and often forgotten: the presence of the souls in purgatory. The suffering souls, longing for God, were drawn powerfully toward the altar. He understood that Mass is the greatest relief for them, the most powerful prayer that can be offered on their behalf. During consecration, he saw souls rise toward heaven, freed by the merits of Christ's sacrifice. This is one reason Padre Pio encouraged Masses to be offered for the dead so fervently. He had seen the effect with his own eyes. However, the vision was not only consoling, it was also painfully revealing. Padre Pio saw that when Mass was approached with indifference, distraction, or irreverence, heaven itself was wounded. Angels recoiled in sorrow. The sacrifice was still valid, the grace still offered, but the fruits were diminished in the souls who failed to receive it with faith. This understanding caused Padre Pio immense suffering. He once said that the coldness of hearts at Mass hurt him more than the attacks of demons, because it wounded the heart of Christ directly. This vision explains why Padre Pio's Masses were often long, intense, and emotionally overwhelming. He was not performing a ritual. He was standing at the threshold of eternity. Time seemed to disappear for him. Minutes stretched into hours because he was absorbed into the eternal now of God. Those who attended his masses noticed his tears, his pauses, his whispered prayers, and sometimes his cries. These were not exaggerations or theatrics. They were the natural response of a soul witnessing heaven open before him. From this mystical experience flowed Padre Pio's famous teaching that it would be easier for the world to survive without the sun than without the Holy Mass. The sun gives physical life, but Mass gives supernatural life. In the opening of heaven he witnessed, Padre Pio saw that Mass sustains the universe spiritually. It restrains evil, pours mercy upon sinners, strengthens the Church, and keeps humanity connected to God, even in its darkest moments. Padre Pio's vision also sheds light on the dignity of the priesthood. He understood that when a priest celebrates Mass, he is momentarily standing between heaven and earth, lending his voice and hands to Christ himself. This awareness filled Padre Pio with both awe and trembling. He once confided that if a priest truly understood what happens at consecration, he would die of love and fear combined. The vision made him pray intensely for priests, knowing the weight of what they are entrusted with. For the faithful, Padre Pio's experience is an invitation to rediscover the Mass with new eyes. Though most will never see heaven open visibly, the reality is no less true. Every Mass is accompanied by angels. Every Mass is united to Calvary. Every Mass opens heaven, even if human senses remain blind to it. Faith, not sight, is the door through which we enter this mystery. Padre Pio's life was a living testimony that heaven is not far away. It bends toward us every time the altar becomes Calvary and the bread becomes God. His vision reminds us that Mass is not just something we attend, it is something we enter, something that enters us, and something that changes the destiny of souls. In a world that often treats the sacred casually, Padre Pio stands as a prophetic witness. He saw what happens when heaven opens during Mass, and his suffering, devotion, and tears were the echo of that vision. Through his testimony, the Church is reminded that at every altar, no matter how humble, heaven still opens. Christ still offers himself, and eternity still waits for hearts willing to believe. We hope that this video has been to your liking, and if you love it, do forget to give a like, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more beautiful visions from Padre Pio. And if you want to know more interesting topics, leave us your comments and suggestions. Until next time.